Can you feel the electricity this afternoon here at Daytona as we are getting ready to kick off the 5th season of NASCAR Ihop competition? Weather here at Daytona on this fine Saturday afternoon, a little past 2 o'clock Eastern, could not be any better. Close to mid-60s, a little bit of a breeze going down the back stretch. But more importantly, no threatening rain. The ARCA race finished up, being wrapped up earlier this morning, which kind of shifted the morning firing practice to about an hour and a half after this race's conclusion. The first 500 practice for qualifying. Look at that. Jacob, too, walking to signing autographs. You see these 23 men getting ready to battle it out. No points on the line. Just win or bring back the steering wheel. All these drivers had to do today. TNT presents the Budweiser Shootout from Daytona. How the race format is going to work this afternoon. There will be 5 laps for segment 1 and 9. And then after that, the caution will come out and everybody will turn their yellows. And there'll be 9 laps to finish up the second segment. So, what this means is, the only reason they did this is they want to bring the cars together in these kinds of races and have them race in essentially one big group instead of just individually trying to push each other along going down the back. Individually pushing another guy. Drivers can still push, however. Everybody's going to be bunched a lot tighter in the pack, and they're going to be a lot more careful about if they push and lock on. Because if they push to the left, it's going to lead to a pretty big wreck. Anyways, while we're here, let's take a look at the starting lineup. In row 1, we have the Eris Aeronet Toyota and the Furniture Row Toyota. Beginning from row 2, we have the Pennzoil Ford and the Farmers Insurance Chevrolet. Starting this afternoon from row 3, we have the Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet and the Nationwide Insurance Chevrolet. Beginning this afternoon from row 4, we have the DeWalt Power Tools Toyota and the FedEx Express Toyota. Starting this afternoon from row 5, we have the Dow Chemicals Chevrolet and the Jimmy John's Chevrolet. Beginning this afternoon from row 6, we have the Haas Nation Chevrolet and the Lowe's Chevrolet. Starting today from row 7, we have the Fastenal Ford and the Target Chevrolet. Beginning today from row 8, we have the M&M's Toyota and the Lilly Diabetes Ford. Starting from row 9, we have the Smithfield Ford and the Mobile One Chevrolet. Beginning this afternoon from row 10, we have the Caterpillar.com Caterpillar Chevrolet and the Menards Chevrolet. Starting today from row 11, we have the White Deuce Ford and the McDonald's Mac-Tenite Chevrolet. And starting this afternoon from the provisional starting spot is the Nature's Bakery Chevrolet. Three new people in this race. First time these drivers have competed in the Budweiser Shootout. See if we can mic up the 43 of Joseph Lombard. Benny? Hey Joe, this is Benny Parsons up in the TNT booth, you guys. Yeah. Uh, how you feel? Made it big, did some work selling for the 43 last year. And with Mason Powers being your teammate, how does it feel finally land a spot in one of NASCAR's big, most important races of Speedweeks? It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to play it a little conservative. Play it conservative this race to get a feel for this car and this big pack. I've never raced at Daytona since season 1. So it's going to be interesting to see how this Ford handles in traffic. Last time I ran a car, it was a Chevy back in season 1. So this package, is particular aerodynamics package is going to be different. I feel pretty excited about this race. I got a lot of Ford friends that I worked with last night. The 22 says he'll help me in the race if he needs to. So 17, the 2, and the 16 as well. So I have friends if need be, if things get dicey, I can just go to them. But this bunched up pack racing, things are going to be pretty interesting. See how these drivers are going to feel each other out on the starts. All right. Thanks. Have a good one down there. 10-4. So while we're here, let's see if we can look at the onboard at take one quick commercial break. Today, break before we go to green. Green here at Daytona. You're watching NASCAR on TNT.
Yes.
Back here at Daytona, you see the lights out on the Corvette ZR1 pace car. What are these 23 drivers thinking? Right now, it's dead silent. Their crew chief has given them enough of a pep talk to start off Speedweeks with a bang. This is just a preview of what we'll see in Thursday's dual races and possibly in Sunday's Daytona and Sunday's Daytona 500. Pace car brings the field off turn 4. The Corvette ZR1 dives down pit road. Field is in the hands of Caleb Hoffman. And a sellout crowd here at Daytona is on their feet. Speedweeks at Daytona. And after a long winter of fans clamoring for some racing action, fans will wait no more as the green is out at the Budweiser Shootout at Daytona. One of our new cameras provided this year by our folks at Smithfield Foods. As these drivers are coming at you full speed here at Daytona, as these 23 men build their engines up to full song. Keep in mind, this is a small snippet of what we see. Who is going to lead the first lap of Speedweeks? No question, it's going to be the 19 of Caleb Hoffman. Mostly side by side through this pack. And here's a new look at our onboard camera of the 5 of Hunter Miller. The bug eye view, providing a 360 panoramic view that will be used in our NBC TNT broadcasts later this year, starting at Kansas in July. So you can see a real depiction of what racing in these tight-knit groups is like. See how low to the ground and how close to the back bumper of the 78-5 car is. The problem is you can't get too close. Well, you can, but your engine gets way hotter than it did last year when these drivers were pushing, doing the two-car tandem in this race in the 125s, and to a lesser extent the Daytona 500. Now you can do that, but you gotta be careful. Time how you push, as what we saw in early this morning in the ARCA race. And frequently throughout the day, out the race, wrong pushes lead to big problems. So far, relatively even here at the front. Here behind the 19 is, right there. You see the 22 try to go for something on the inside. Probably try to clear the 19 of Caleb Hoffman. He does. Looks like he's going to bring the 24 car with him. And what Caleb Hoffman did right there was he mistimed the end. He wasn't completely on top with the energy of the pack now. Now at home, you start thinking, what do you mean by energy of the field? Well, the whatever lane is moving here at Daytona and Talladega, you controls which lane to be in, which is faster. Sometimes it may be the bottom, sometimes it may be the top. If you want to be out front and lead these races and win them, be out front and win, you've got to learn to manage the flow of traffic. If you don't manage the flow of traffic, you can end up like the 19, or even worse, end up in a wreck. See that so far, very lucky move for the 19. Right, backing up traffic, ending up right behind this right square in front of the 16 car. So far, these 23 men all literally within an inch of each other. Whoa! Kind of a sketchy move right there by the 22, as he came down right in front of the 24. Or the 24 to react quickly Otherwise, that would have been a big wreck. Luckily, everybody's going to use this segment here to play it cool as we make our way around 1 and 2 and the back stretch. There are 2 laps to go in the first segment. Remember, after this segment, the mandatory caution is going to come out. And these drivers will come down pit road. The problem with these packs is you really gotta control which line is moving fastest. You see the 43 of Joseph Lombard getting down the backstretch 2 minutes ago has decided to drop back with the 2 car and wait out this segment because they're getting segment Matt at Yoakum. Joseph Lombard got in the radio, told his crew chief, I'm gonna lay back right here. They're getting awfully racy. Tell the 2 to come back with me. So spotter Tyler Green went. Spotter Joel Edmonds went to the spotter of the 2, Paul Wolf. Said, can you help my rookie driver out and work with him a little bit, stay away from trouble? And it turns out the 2 car, Robert Smith, was on the same strategy. So while his teammate Zug's Moon is up front and she's leading this race, and we got, never mind, looks like the 24 is going to be pushed ahead here. New lead change up front. Looks like the 24 getting support from the 20. Just barely edging ahead off turn 4. We'll see the white flag in this segment. Remember, these drivers have to race all the way back. Question is, can Jacob Tube hold the lead with the push from the 20 that he just got? Barely led that lap. Still side by side going into turn 1. Between the 24 and the 22 coming out turn 2. So Zach Speed gets a big shove to the 24. As you see right here, he's able to push him all the way back past the 22. Pounding into the back of that car. A little bit of shuffling at the back between a couple cars. Possibly this group of 21. Jacob Tube off turn number 4 is going to bring the field to the checkered flag after a wild start. For a wild segment 1, a lot of pushing and shoving for positions. Things in the back. Jacob to win segment 1 here at the Budweiser Shootout is 21 cars. Roar past the start-finish line. See Jacob Tube going to bring the field. Pit lane. Everybody has to come in. This could possibly be some good news for the 19th. 4-tire stop for him.
Of the FCC. Recently, there's been quite a bit of conversation about my plan to restore
Pace car is going to pick the field back up. You see the field come by. This means Zuckman beat the 19 car just barely coming off pit road. She will be leading the field to the start of segment 2. And of these 23 drivers, all of them, surprisingly, after some fairly dangerous racing, are still on track. Pace car is off. And now we're getting ready for the start of segment 2. The run to the finish. Here we go. Here we go. Dead even going into turn 1 so far. Definitely a good charge for the 19 of Caleb Hoffman. Keep in mind he is the defending winner of this race. Is there forming a 3 wider, acing further back. The 48 and 5 popped out of line. 78 and almost a big wreck. Whoa. Three wide for the lead, but up front, Caleb Hoffman returning back to try to reclaim where he was at the start of this race. It's kind of some sketchy race. Whoa, contact in 48 and 3. They bounce off each other, but they keep going. Going. Three wide, almost four wide. In this pack. Literally everyone. Four wide. Oh, that 48's going to blow. 48's going to blow a tire right here. 48, watch 48, watch the 48, watch that 48. Alright, watch 48 here. Everybody got out of it somehow. And we are still green. Oh, but the 48's got a lot of right rear damage. He can't come down pit road. Get to the bottom. He's pinned up there. He's trapped right now with the on the outside. Oh, this could get big. He can't stay on there much longer. Hey, buddy, you're gonna pit. You're gonna pit. You're gonna pit. Preferably for the tire. Let's go. Definitely a big moment between the 78 and the 48. And it looks like the 3 may have some smoke as well. Tire rub briefly came. It went out. Really be needing a bunch of this group. This pack right here had to get out of the gas. As you see, the 5 trying to make a move to the outside lane, possibly. 3 shut that down by coming up to block. Possible, and now the smoke from the 48 has gone away. Oh, maybe, nope, fender's still pushed in. Oh, this is not going to hold much longer. Around goes the 48. In turn 1, Reckon, Barrack. All right, get low. Ooh, 42 is collected. The 2 is collected. Low. Oof. Ah, that's a hard shot. Caution flag is out. He knew that was going to happen. The way this group was racing, and they were all over each other. The 2 is there, see him. Brendan Little has stopped his car on the apron. And this means we're going to go on caution here. This is 3 laps in the second segment. And this is the first big crash of Speedweeks. Nate Sherman trying to get that car fired, or what's left of it. Derek Lewis seemed like he had a strong car. They said they all but stopped to try to miss this. That's what I noticed. You got some wall damage. You see the TV? I got a lot of door damage. I think you can pound because it's winable. Door's not ripped off. Damn near was. 4-car almost got really lucky to not get torn up in that replay right there. The 2's going to the garage, so take 4 cars out of the race. Early on, keep in mind, tomorrow at noon Eastern, continuing our coverage of Ihop Speedweeks from Daytona. It is going to be Budweiser qualifying starting at noon Eastern for the running of the reset the field for running the Twin 125s. And the Daytona set the front row for the 125s on Thursday. And on Thursday, coverage at 12:30 p.m. Eastern is going to be coverage of the Gatorade Duels at Daytona. Telecast of race 1 begins at 1 p.m. Eastern on TNT. That will be presented by Farmers Insurance. While we're here in this, what was essentially a 6-car jam session, actually, that was some pretty big damage on the 43 car, and what is considered a 5-car wreck. Count the 78 since he was near the incident and got in trouble by scraping the wall, but he didn't have a major part of this. Also, new thing to note that starting at Las Vegas when Fox takes over, group qualifying is going to debut. Fox will, when we do the qualifying session for that race, Fox will go into more detail. Right now, 5 laps to go in segment 2 here in the Budweiser Shootout. Drivers are going to begin to get more and more aggressive. Ready. Let's crank it up and listen in the spotter coverage presented by Ferdinand in theaters now. Ring. Right, ready flag. Oh, rolling inside. 88's gonna push you. 88's on you tight. 88's glued to your bumper. Right, 88 is all over your back bumper. He's literally pushing you, bro. Okay, still good. Still good. All right, you're clear. Clear when you want. Clear when you want it. All right, clear when you want it. Come down. All right, come down. Down here. Then come back up. Quick thinking by Jacob Tube Spotter, A to Hunt to get his driver down the pit at the bottom of the racetrack here, as we are already 3-1. I trouble in the backstretch. Got 2 cars in trouble here. One in the grass and one spinning out of control. That is the 78 of Eric Gamer. He digs his nose into the grass. Caution comes out. '78 sitting in the dirt. We're stuck, boys. Nose dug in pretty good. We're done. We talked about this in Countdown. When somebody gets pushed, when there's some pushing, there's bound to be a mistake sometimes. And it usually ends in destroyed race cars. Luckily, this is toward the back of the field where there's just one or two cars compared to up front where it could have taken out a lot of other cars. Ours as well. Again, 78 was trying to get a push from the 43. Tagged in the wrong spot. Here you see the 1 has some pretty extensive damage. Then right here, the nose digs in. Right when they cut across the loop that they use for the Rolex cars here in January. Then the 1 takes a decent shot to the wall. Throttle hung possibly on the 1 car. He hit very hard. And 78's destroyed. His afternoon is done here at Daytona. What are the odds we have another accident that whittles the field down? You just have to find out. Ready? 4 to go. Ready? All right. Rolling right here. 22's got no help. 22's got no help. Side draft. Watch the 8 and the 3. They got help. Okay, 22's gonna come at you pretty hard. 22's gonna come at you pretty hard here. Watch him. Watch it. Watch this car. Bam! Right to the back bumper. Look at Zuck's Moon cross to the outside lane. And all of a sudden, outside. No help for the 24. Wow, I did not see this move coming. See the 24 get hung out the way he did. Did not see that coming. Looks like 3-4 cars are going to go by. 5 before any help. Possibly 5 here. And what are the 5? As Caleb Hoffman comes to the rescue the 24. As, hard in the wall goes the 22. Zuck's Moon up in the air. Crashes down on all 4s. Caution is out. And amazingly, she's all right after a violent impact into the inside wall. No other cars are collected in this. That is scary. No other cars. Zoe Moon immediately out of her car. Wow. She is a strong car. Rough end to a rough afternoon here at Daytona. With when we restart now, will it be 3 laps to go? Jonathan Morrison is going to be leading this field down for the restart with 16 cars on the racetrack. Keep in mind, if there's another wreck, we will go to overtime, which we will explain in a moment. Ready? Come on. Burn. Great jump by the 3 of Jonathan Morrison, right on the gas. A little bit of, barely even a push from the 88 car. Right out to the front of the field, but the 20 holds even with him going into turn 1. Zach Speed with a big shove from the 5 of Hunter Miller. He is the most recent winner. He won the Daytona 500. Caleb Hoffman is the most recent winner of the Budweiser Shootout. He's in 7th. He can make something happen within 3 laps. Meanwhile, up front, Jonathan Morrison spins and slams into the inside wall. Wrecking. Low. Get low. Not even up to full speed. Mayhem on the backstretch. That is everybody. Is there anybody left? Dylan Murray, one of the cars involved. Oh yeah, steering's all out of whack. We're done. Limping along here on the apron. And then there were 8. There's barely anybody left to finish this race. Possibly 10 if we can catch these 2 coming off 4. 10 cars. All able to continue here. 4. And what is another crash? These 6 cars, obviously their days are done. Now, let's go ahead and discuss the overtime line. crazy to think how mood changes here at Daytona. This is gonna be this was a clean race, unusually clean, but you can tell they were getting more and more aggressive. Everything was ramping up. Right, we didn't have as few cars in the ARCA race earlier today, but now this is where people start getting more pushy and shovey. So how this works is new for this year. Unlimited overtime, meaning we can finish a race as many times as we need. However, if we get to this line, which you see the pace car going by now, this middle line on the backstretch, most tracks it'll be in the center of this backstretch. At road courses and some short tracks, it will vary. If we get to this line, the race is official no matter what. Here we go. First attempt at an overtime finish. Here we go. Right on the jump goes a 24 Jacob Tube. Wow, what a quick push by that car. All right, whoa, the 88 almost got loose and almost wrecked us. Almost wrecked. No, they're actually saved it, but he's going to go all the way to the back of the field. Question is, does the 24 have any help? He saves that car. We are going down the backstretch. We have crossed the overtime line. This race is deemed official. This race officially doesn't begin until out of turn 4. Alvin Alonso and Joseph Lombard, they got that Ford help. Jacob Tube's going to have to side drive. Bounces off the 17. Now here, come to the line. They're going to wave the white flag right here. Last lap at Daytona. Now we're going to see a little bit of moving. Here comes the 10 with the move on the slingshot on the outside. Trying to get some moving going. 10 cars coming down the backstretch. Still 3 wide, still anybody's game for the win. You're at Daytona. Here comes Joseph Lombard moving to the outside all of a sudden. Here he comes. He's going to try to stifle the momentum of the 10. Here they come off turn 4. This is going to be a drag race. This is the finish. Fans came to Daytona and stayed for side by side, bouncing off another. Lombard comes back 3 wide for the win, and I think the win goes to the 24 car. And they're crashing down towards turn number 1. All these drivers finished 4th through 6th. Blake Dillon in the 10, Caleb Hoffman in the 19, Bernard's Cup Series in the 27. It is confirmed that Jacob Tube won in a nail-biting 3-wide finish between Alvin Alonso in the 17 and Joseph Lombard in the 43, and they won by a fender. And I mean like inch close. Fourth through sixth all crashed. Crashed right there. 10 cars finished. 13 failed to do so. More than half the field finished in the garage, which means we may see a fun Speedweeks. See the unofficial results scroll by. Remember, Thursday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern is going to be the telecast of the Gatorade 125s from Daytona on TNT. Race 1, telecast of that race begins at 1 p.m. Eastern. And the Daytona 500 on NBC Sunday, noon Eastern. It's going to be a special 1-hour edition of the Discover Car Countdown to Green. And where we find out which of the 34 men are going to fight. We'll get the Harley J. Earl Trophy at the end of the day. Judging by the action we saw today, it's going to be an exciting Daytona 500. Yes, it is. For Alan Best, for Benny Parsons and Wally Dallenbach, Bill Weber, Marty Snyder, Matt Yoakum, Dave Burns, and the entire NASCAR and NBC TNT crew, so long from Daytona and the Budweiser Shootout. Check in tomorrow at noon for Bud Pole qualifying for the Daytona 500. Congratulations to the 24 of Jacob Tube and their strong win here in the Budweiser Shootout. They're going to get drunk tonight.